Benefits over advantages. So I'm currently rereading the book Spin Selling, one of the most famous sales books ever. And SPIN, it stands for situation, problem, implication, and need payoff. So it's a sales process or a type of sales that you can use, um, which gives you clear indications on how to move from. So the first S, situation question. So it's about the situation and what they're currently doing. The next one is P, and that's about the problems, is to find some problems and implications in their current situation. So how long have you been doing this? How does it make you feel? What are you doing? How are you doing that, for example? And the next one is implication questions. So you ask, so after you have some problems, you make them bigger. So if you don't do anything about this, how will it affect you and your revenue, for example? It's just you find a problem from the problems questions and you use the implication questions to make the problem bigger. Lastly, we have need payoff questions, which focus on the solution instead of the problem. So implication questions makes the problem larger. So it's a sad question. And need payoff questions makes the focus on the solutions rather than on the problem. So they're called happy questions. So that's the full process. And in the end, you offer a solution to the problems. So in small sales, why I created this book was that in small sales, you can just find a problem and you can offer the solution directly to those problems. But in a larger sale, which takes longer time, you have to build up those problems with the help of implication questions to find actual needs and to their problems and more specific about their personal problems instead of just a general problem. So features and benefits, what we're going to talk about now, it's a difference there because features is like my product, we sold this. But a benefit is my product solved your problem that you are in need of solving. That's why you should buy our solution. And that's more persuasive when you tell someone that your solution is helping them solve their problems specifically instead of just in general. So that's how you're more persuasive, and that's the difference between features, advantages, and benefits. So advantages, or like we have this product and it does this and this and this, whereas benefits focus on the problems the customer has and give benefits to those problems and solutions to those problems. So the most important thing from spin selling is to develop the needs by asking those questions in order to make the problem larger and then give benefits to those problems and give solutions to those problems. So you need to focus how you can solve your customer problems. What most people don't do, or what they do, is that they jump in too fast. So when they hear a problem like, yeah, my leg is hurting. Let's say a doctor, my leg is hurting. Oh yes, so you need to get a surgery. Then you jump into quickly. Instead, you should be asking, okay, so how long has your leg been hurting? When did it start hurting? How does your leg hurting affect you? Then they say, yeah, 5 years. I can't walk now. I can't go to my job, so I can't provide for my family. Like, okay, if you don't solve this and you won't be able to provide for your family, what do you think will happen? Like, yeah, my family will leave me, my wife and children will leave me. So now you build up a way larger problem, they just like, yeah, just fix the first problem they have, but build up the problem and see like, oh my God, I actually have to solve this thing right now. Because otherwise they will be like, yeah, I don't really have to solve it. It's like, yeah, my leg is hurting, but they don't really know why it's hurting or why specifically they should go with your solution. But the more you build it up, you can offer a more tailored um, and adapted solution towards their specific situation and problems. And that's why you need to probe and go deep in with their problems. So after you find those problems, you can go to the need payoff questions. And the need payoff questions will be like, yeah, so if you could get this solution like we have, how would that help you? So instead of telling them like, yeah, we have this solution, you should do this. People don't like to be ordered. People don't like to be told what to do. It's better to ask them what they think your solution could do for them. And then they will sell themselves and you don't even have to sell. All you have to do is ask the right questions in order to make them want to buy. And when they want to buy, they cannot say no to themselves because then they're liars. Instead of you forcing them to something, it's way better to ask. So you ask and ask and ask, make the problem larger, and then you offer a solution. And you ask them why the solution is right for them. Instead of having to convincing them, they convince themselves. Now all you have to do is just say, perfect, sign here and you will get what you want, like you said that you want. So the three things: don't pitch too early, because you have to build those needs. Like you don't want to pitch directly ever, especially in large sales. You don't want to pitch your solution directly. You want to develop the needs, and like I said, by asking implication questions to understand their situation and understand that they actually have problems worth solving for you. Because you don't want to pitch something you don't know about. You don't know their problems. You're going to pitch something that's not specific to their situation. Then they're not even likely to buy. Number two, give benefits rather than advantages. So the difference between benefits and advantages is that the benefits are more towards their specific needs, their explicit needs that they need to solve right now, that you have developed by asking the implication questions, rather than advantages, which are more general, like, yeah, our product does this, but they do it for everyone. Who cares? You know, people don't care. Like if someone tells, yeah, so we have this and we do that. It's just features about what your product does or what your service does for everyone. No one cares. What can you do for me, to my specific situation? And that's why you need to ask the questions first to understand that person and their situation in order to pitch the benefits for that specific person or company. And lastly, to understand this beforehand, ask yourself, what problem does my product solve? So instead of pitching just about what features your product or service have, like we have this and this and this, my car and drives this fast and we have a black color. Ask more like, okay, what problems does it solve? So if it's a car, it helps you transport from A to B. And if it's a specific car, like a Porsche, then it gives you more status. You buy a Porsche for status, right? You want to impress people. So your product has to solve a specific problem that a customer have, and you need to ask yourself that beforehand, so you can ask questions that you think your customers will have beforehand. Then it will be way easier than you asking questions on the spot when you're in a conversation. It's way better beforehand if you actually assume, you make assumptions of typical problems that your customer has from experience. If you had other customers before you, then it's way easier, because yeah, most people and most of our customers have these problems and we have sold them before. That also shows that you have experience serving that type of people. and those customers. Then it will be way easier than if you just have to do everything in this conversation firsthand without any previous experience. It will be very difficult. So find out about the problems. Find out about the problems and give benefits. I think the most important thing is just to be persuasive and actually focus on the other person instead of just seeing them as a number. Focus on the customer as another person that you want to serve yourself. Like, ask yourself, how do I want to be treated when I go into a store? Just like another customer or as someone special? Everyone want to feel like they're important, okay? So treat them as if they are important, because everyone is. And they are giving you money and they want to buy from you. You should be extremely grateful and take care of them and give them the best possible service. So that's the video. Hopefully you liked it. Let me know what you think. And let's give benefits, guys, not features, not advantages.